interview with the playmaker himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Faker on stage to talk about that victory over the LPL squad here. And first things first, I've got to ask you about this very interesting Ari build that came out with the proto belt into the Lichbane. What was the thinking behind that?
우선 LPL 상대로 승리 거둔 걸 축하드립니다. 첫 번째 질문으로는 아리로 되게 특이한 이제 마법 공학 벨트 이후에 리치베인 빌드를 선보이셨는데 그 빌드에 대해서 말씀해 주세요.
딱히 좋은 빌드 같진 않은데 제가 좀 많이 하고 있는데 그 벨트로 체력을 좀 올리고 리치베인으로 마나를 채워서 뭔가 좀 밸런스가 맞는다고 생각을 해서 좀 자주 가고 있어요. 네.
I don't think it's a more common build, but I personally like to use it a lot. Through the prototype build, I try to get more HP, and through the Lichbane, I get to balance out with more mana. So it's my own favorite build.
I like it. A little bit of innovation, and here on the All-Star stage, you have some room to play a little bit. Next, I want to talk about the 1v1 tournament. Unfortunately, you did get defeated by Mata in the 1v1 between Yasuo's. First of all, was that an agreed-upon matchup? And then will you be rooting for Mata further down the line, even though he's on Team Ice, because he took you down?
1대1 매치에 대해서 여쭤보고 싶은데요. 마타 선수랑 야수오 미러전이 사전에 얘기가 된 부분인지, 그리고 이제 비록 지셨지만 이제 본인을 이긴 상대로서 마타 선수를 추후 1대1 대회에서 응원할 마음이 있으신지 말씀해 주세요.
뭐 야소 1대1을 일단 하자고 하긴 했고요. 그리고 또 1대1을 진 게 좀 오늘 약간 뭔가 질 것 같았는데 딱 지더라고요. 그래서 좀 많이 아쉬웠고, 뭐 마타 선수를 응원하기보다는 저는 그냥 좀 1대1 대회 자체를 재밌게 볼 생각이에요.
So it was prearranged, the Yasuo mirror match, but actually coming today, I had a kind of bad feeling against that 1v1 match, and the result was pretty bad. And rather than rooting for Mata himself, I just plan to enjoy the 1v1 tournament as in whole.
Absolutely. All right, and then of course, being on this stage, you heard it earlier when you walked out for the 1v1s. The only person who's getting cheered for as loud as you are is EpicSkillshot, and this is where he's from. So I want to know what it's like to be welcomed as a superstar everywhere that you go.
페이커 선수 이제 1대1 대회 입장하실 때 느끼셨겠지만 정말 엄청난 환호를 받았습니다. 이 현장에서 페이커 선수만큼 환호를 받는 선수는 여기 스페인 국적의 엑스펙 선수뿐인데요. 이렇게 국제 대회에서 슈퍼스타로 팬들에게 환영받는 그 느낌이 어떤지 말씀해 주세요.
정말 만족스럽죠. 그리고 또 이제 그런 환호성을 계속 유지해야겠다는 생각이 계속 들고, 또 뭐 많은 선수들 중에 제가 가장 많이 환호를 받는다는 거에 많이 자부심을 느끼고 있어요.
Of course, I'm very satisfied with the home crowd fan cheers, and I hope I can maintain my status as a superstar. And 마지막에 뭐였지? And also, I feel very proud to achieve such cheer from the crowd among these superstars.
Absolutely, and you deserved all of these accommodations and the cheers from the crowd. Final question here, looking towards the LCK season. A lot of people have been looking at the new KT roster as kind of a Korean super team, but yet you guys have picked up some star players like Peanut. So how do you kind of look at both of these rosters and expect that season to go?
이제 다음 LCK 시즌에서 여쭤보고 싶은데요. 지금 많은 사람들이 KT 롤스터 팀의 슈퍼 팀에 대해 지금 많이 지금 이목이 쏠리고 있는데, SKT 팀 또한 피넛 그리고 훈이 선수와 같은 이제 스타들을 영입하면서 한 번 더 강력한 로스를 구축했는데, 내년 시즌에서 KT 롤스터와 SKT 팀 간의 슈퍼 팀 간의 대결 어떻게 전망하시나요?
KT가 확실히 이제 좀 강력한 선수들을 영입하면서 좀 어려운 경기가 좀 많이 나올 것 같은데, 뭐 그렇지만 좀 저희 팀도 이제 강력한 선수들도 영입했고, 또 이제 앞으로 남은 기간 동안 어떻게 연습하느냐에 따라서 승패가 갈릴 것 같아요.
I agree that KT roster became a very strong team by recruiting a lot of strong players, and it's going to be a very difficult matchup. But we also strengthened our roster during the off season, so I think it's going to depend on which team prepares better during the off season.
All right, well, we look forward to that one. But before we get there, we've got a few more days of All-Stars, so we look forward to seeing you play throughout the rest of the week. Faker, one more time, thank you so much for the interview, and Homan, of course, on the translations. Now it's time to throw it back to the desk to close out the day.
Thank you so much, Dash and Faker and Homan. He wants to maintain his superstar status. You said that today as well. I think during lunch you were like, guys, I really want to maintain my superstar.
Yeah, I feel like Dash could just ask me that question. Same answer, honestly. It feels great.
Naturally.
I'm a bit jealous Dash gets to interview all the legends, but at least I have some legends here as well.
Oh.
It's all good.
Yeah, I thought you just build us up and you just almost shut us down.
No.
Almost
Not
did.
yet.
I just built you up.
It will be by the end of the analyst segment.
Fuck.
All right, let's talk about the game of the actual superstars. LCK going up against the LPL All-Stars, and it went very much up and down, and it started by going really well in the bottom lane, that matchup for the LPL All-Stars at least, and we have a couple of saves of that. Mata was collecting souls early in the bottom lane for the LPL All-Stars. Let's take a look, brought to you by Acer, as it was very impressive early on, and it looked like they might be able to snowball that.
Again, LPL special. Camp the bot lane. It actually starts with SKT
Yeah.
King, but then it gets turned around, and obviously we're gonna see like more people may join. Like the player, Uzi knows exactly how long the lantern's on the ground for, so he can take a little trade, get it, and jump back as well.
Yep.
But this was just, I mean, the start of the game looked
Look at the
so
camping
good.
from Clear. There he
from
is,
China.
camping that lane.
And like, yeah, Korea looked towards that bottom lane and it's just like, oh yeah, China, we're gonna get it. But ultimately, as Stress was saying in our 5v5, it was just like, inevitably you are gonna lose. It's just like, how close to the finish line can you get? I think China put on the show there. They got further than the LMS.
I mean, this was SKT playing with fire, SKT Korea playing with fire, LCK.
I mean, they were fire.
They were fire as well, but like ganking the bot lane against LPL teams should never happen. They will always be there with 3, 4, 5, 10 members to take you down, and we kind of saw that thing, you know, where you get the advantage against an LCK team, and then we were kind of being like, ooh, they can win. Ice. This is it, you know. And then they got caught in the mid lane quite a few times, and LCK turned around.
Yeah, well, we were watching it and thinking you might just as well be watching Worlds. Like, it's, I mean, of course not, but it looks like they're taking it super, super, super seriously, and both teams really wanted to win. Faker really wanted to win, so let's take a look at one of the replays. Kench ult and Faker's Ahri coming to spoil the party, spoil the LPL party, rather. There it is.
I mean, Faker in the interview was saying, yeah, I was just having fun. I was like testing out this build that I've been playing in solo queue, and it's just like experimental, and then he just destroys everyone anyway, and this is just Faker having fun, apparently.
I mean, part of having fun is winning, I guess.
That's true.
For these guys here, and whenever you play like an LCK team, I feel like as a player, you just want to like try and beat them. You really want to beat them so badly. I'm sure that was the case here from the LPL squad.
No, I don't think. I think they started and they were like,
Actually,
I
yeah.
actually don't want to win.
No,
I
I
just
think
want to do a lot of dragons and see what's going on.
Yeah, do a lot of dragons. A classic strategy, obviously. Thank you.
Of League of Legends.
I mean, it's good to do a lot of dragons, I guess. It's never bad.
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're definitely not wrong.
All right, so how strong is this LCK squad looking? Of course, on the Summoner's Rift standard, they look pretty good, but then a bit wonky in the 1v1, some losses, so not as a whole.
Yeah, well, I mean, Faker was like evening out the playing field, right?
Yeah.
Because he actually did go for the Yasuo 1v1, and
True.
then I'm not sure what he was doing with the minions at the start, so maybe he was letting Mata win, but either way, I'm like,
The
Matt
gap is
played
closing.
extremely well. Yeah,
The
gap is
1v1
closing.
gap is definitely closing so far. Sadly, Smep and Prey has advanced now, so they can still win the whole thing, and then we stand here once again,
Yeah.
looking at
But
the Koreans.
LCK is also the only team so far that is 2-0 in the Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, they're doing
So
pretty well.
They're doing pretty well. So let's take a look at the schedule. No, not the schedule. The points after 2 days of mayhem so far, because it is all squared out. Fire and Ice 350 over 350. So that's actually pretty good. I think Ice did well throughout most of the day, but then dropped the ball at the end of it. But
Yeah, the important thing is, as Jad in the end figured out, is that the last day gives the most points, because that's where you have the finals of like the 1v1 tournament, and it's a lot of points going to first and second especially. That's going to be probably the decider here, because we're obviously expecting like LCK to keep winning in these 5-on-5s with the 100 points, but then ICE have shown they can actually take games elsewhere. The 1v1s will decide the whole thing, I promise you.
We do have hope, though,
Thank you.
because Mata is the fun mode god, and hopefully if he's in more of those, he'll actually be able to take home, because he's still in the 1v1s as well, so he can still actually get Team Ice a lot of points.
because we know who's not going to bring home the points of the regions in Ice. It's the EULCS has not been.
Oh,
We still
you're
have a chance,
claiming
though. We have
EULCS.
Peke and Reckless.
Oh, you have Peke and Reckless
Yeah.
in the 1v1.
Yeah,
And, then,
and they just
the
won
fun mode.
today.
And there's Assassin mode tomorrow.
Yeah,
And Yeah, tandem mode's coming up. There's one for all. Actually, let's see what madness we have on our slate tomorrow.
You just
The
kind of spoiled it.
LCK takes on the EULCS, so that's a fantastic opportunity to get points.
We're doomed.
We also have one for all, and the 1v1 tournament continues to round of 16. LMS and GPL face off Assassin mode, and the NALCS versus LPL.
Yeah, Mithy was here before, obviously, and he said he had to just wake up around 2 o'clock, go to the venue, get spanked by Korea, and then go back home and sleep
No, he was
again.
on the analyst desk as well.
On the analyst desk, he was here on the desk.
Getting spanked on the analyst desk as well, yeah.
Definitely so. I mean, it happens everywhere for Mithy right now, but
Well, getting
let's move on instead of having that picture in our heads. Europe, they're going to beat Korea. I'm
Yeah,
telling
they
you
will.
guys.
Let's talk about one for all mode because I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
We saw an IWCA, the Jarvan versus Lee Sin. I was casting it. It was so much fun. So I just want to see them go for some hype picks.
Yeah, and Assassin mode is tomorrow 2 fun mode, so that's always a lot of fun.
But the only mid laner not playing, oh well, the one mid laner from Team Ice is Pekka, because we put him
Yeah.
on AD carry mode instead.
Yeah,
He was actually very salty about
After
that.
LeBlanc today, it's fine that he's not in the Assassin.
Oh, he was
mode. I
good
think
yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. All right, that's all for us this evening here in Barcelona. I think it's time to sign off. We're totally railing. We'll see if this deadlock between Team Fire and Team Ice can be broken as the 2016 All-Star event continues tomorrow. From myself, the entire broadcast team, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow. Buenas noches.